guy who blows things up with his mind!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most epic bending moments in Avatar.
Woo! Toph, you rule.
Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
No lighting today? What's the matter? Afraid I'll redirect it?
For this list, we're looking at the coolest ways characters bent the elements throughout the series, from the humble art of the air scooter to the Dai Li's deadly stone hands. We'll just be looking at Avatar, not Korra for this list, and there will be some spoilers. Can you think of a bit of epic bending we've left out? Sound off in the comments. Number 10, Toph defeats the boulder.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The boulder versus your champion, the Blind Bandit!
Sometimes a new character can take a few episodes to really find their footing, but this was never the case with Toph. From the moment she first appears on screen, you can tell she's going to be a rock-solid fan favorite. Fighting in an underground earthbending ring under the name the Blind Bandit, Toph compensates for her lack of sight by sensing vibrations in the ground with her feet.
And I can see where everything is. You, that tree, even those ants.
Between that and her incredible earthbending skills, she quickly wipes out the competition, including one burly contestant known as the Boulder. Watching her reduce him to gravel while slinging insults was the perfect way to show the audience what Toph was going to be all about. Tough talk and even tougher bending.
She's the greatest earthbender I've ever seen.
Number 9, Zuko versus Azula. Aang taking on the Fire Lord might have been the main event in Avatar's grand finale, but it had one heck of an undercard. Zuko and Azula finally bringing their sibling rivalry to its explosive conclusion.
I'm sorry it has to end this way, brother.
No, you're not.
This was one of the many fights Zuko had with members of his family throughout the series, with the young prince usually coming off worse. But as the royal siblings threw down for one final Agni Kai, it was clear that they were much better matched this time around. Watching them go head-to-head is one of the most satisfying moments in the finale, as the two fearsome firebenders give it their all, while their powers are maxed out by the passing comet.
I'd really rather our family physician look after little Zuzu if you don't mind.
Number 8, Aang versus the Navy. While Aang is hugely powerful, his compassionate nature and non-violent philosophy mean that he rarely shows off the full extent of his abilities in battle.
Wait, we can't just leave him here.
Sure we can. Let's go.
No, if we leave him, he'll die.
But there are a few key moments where he's backed into a corner and has no choice but to flex his full Avatar might, such as when the Fire Nation Navy threatens to destroy the Northern Water Tribe.
No, it's not over.
Combining his own Avatar state with the performance-enhancing powers of the Ocean Spirit, Aang becomes a towering behemoth with tidal waves at his fingertips, slicing through the enemy fleet with ease. It's visually spectacular, as well as being a hugely important moment in Aang's story, both showing off his true power and reaffirming his desire to avoid violence whenever possible.
Come here.
Number 7, Katara freezes Azula.
You're hilarious. And you're going down.
Katara and Azula are natural opposites, just like the elements they command. Katara spends the entire Avatar journey trying to look after those around her, healing their wounds and protecting them from danger, while Azula gradually becomes a force of pure destruction, driving away everyone close to her and falling completely out of balance with herself.
There's something off about her. I can't explain it, but she's slipping. And this way, no one else has to get hurt.
So it makes sense that Katara could turn the tables on Azula with the sort of ingenious, non-lethal move that she would never see coming. She wins the fight spectacularly, and without having to become as brutal as her enemy.
Thank you, Katara.
Number 6, Azula bends lightning.
No lighting today? What's the matter? Afraid I'll redirect it?
I'll show you lightning!
The way any character in Avatar uses their bending powers can tell us a lot about them. Toph is as stubborn and unflinching as the boulder she routinely crushes. Zuko is filled with anger and insecurity that threatens to flare out at any moment, and Aang is practically lighter than air. So when we first see Azula hurling lightning from her fingertips, an ability that had never even been hinted at before, we immediately understand who we're dealing with.
Almost perfect. one hair out of place.
Almost isn't good enough.
Someone who wields a huge amount of destructive power and who does so with great precision and no small amount of malice. But we also have to wonder, can a force that chaotic ever really be controlled?
There will be no place left to hide.
Number 5. Combustion Man does some combusting.
You're all gonna think I'm crazy, but it feels like a metal man is coming.
Combustion Man is one of the wildest characters in Avatar because we never really find out that much about him. Even the name Combustion Man is just something Sokka makes up, and only after Sparky Sparky Boom Man fails to catch on.
Wait, you said Combustion Man after us?
Well, that's not his name, but...
Oh, sorry.
Whatever his real name is, he shows up with a couple of metal limbs and a third eye tattoo in the middle of his forehead, which he uses to create explosions. It's a totally new form of firebending that takes Team Avatar by surprise, and leads to some really inventive fight scenes as they try to work out how to best this mysterious new foe.
This is crazy! How can we beat a guy who blows things up with his mind?
Number 4. Uncle Iroh redirects lightning.
We're all a bit tired from being at sea so long. I'm sure after a bowl of noodles, everyone will feel much better.
Uncle Iroh first appears as a genial older fella who is primarily interested in good tea and pie show. However, he slowly reveals himself to not only be a wise philosopher with a deep connection to the spirit world, but also something of a badass warrior. Our first glimpse of his true power comes during a mighty storm, when he redirects a lightning bolt to protect the ship he and his nephew are sailing on. He later uses the same technique to defend Zuko against Azula. Iroh created this technique himself by learning from waterbenders. In a world full of violent division, he becomes stronger by trying to bring people and cultures together.
The secret ingredient is love.
Number 3. Katara learns about bloodbending.
You've got to keep an open mind, Katara. There's water in places you never think about.
We could debate forever about what the coolest or most powerful form of bending is, but bloodbending is by far the creepiest. Katara learns about this ability, which involves bending the water inside another person's body to control them like a puppet, from a very scary old woman named Hama, who developed the technique after the Fire Nation imprisoned the waterbenders, and who now uses it to take revenge by abducting random Fire Nation citizens.
Once I had mastered the rats, I was ready for the men.
The whole episode is Avatar at its best, using this frightening new form of bending to ask difficult questions about how we should wield the power we have in a deeply imperfect world.
Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
Number 2. Toph invents metal bending.
You might think you're the greatest earthbender in the world, but even you can't bend metal.
Although it constantly found ingenious new ways to deploy the 4 main types of bending, Avatar was clever about only rarely introducing entirely new powers. Problems in the Avatar world are usually solved through cleverness, cooperation, and good honest work rather than by spontaneously developing a new power to put things right. This makes things all the more exciting when Toph, trapped in a metal container with seemingly no way to escape, suddenly discovers that she can bend the minerals in the metal.
Woo! Toph, you rule.
Like all good twists, it makes total sense once you think about it, and it paves the way for all kinds of awesome Toph scenes to come.
Let's go!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Katara heals Aang. After a brutal battle, Katara saves Aang's life using the Spirit Oasis water. Katara's revenge. A sharp reminder that Katara's powers go far beyond healing.
She was protecting the last waterbender.
What? Who?
Me!
Aang's crystal armor. We'd seen Aang's earthbending armor before, but it never looked this good. Aang and Zuko meet the dragons. Who better to learn firebending from than an actual dragon? Katara versus sexism. Patronizing Katara is a very, very bad idea.
You can't knock me down!
Go, Katara!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Aang chi bends the Fire Lord.
You have the power to end it here and stop what you're doing.
You are right. I do have the power. I have all the power in the world!
The final battle between Fire Lord Ozai and Aang is a visual feast, as the Avatar harnesses all 4 elements to him square off against a superpowered firebender.
Prepare to die!
The fight is full of inventive bits of bending, as both fighters try to use the environment to their advantage, like when Aang shoots a rapid-fire barrage of rocks at Ozai, combining earth-bending powers with air nomad cunning. But the most important moment comes when Aang finally has Ozai overpowered. Refusing to compromise his values and become a killer, he bends the Fire Lord's very life force and takes away his bending powers. This is the perfect ending to a story that always balanced its awesome fight scenes with a true belief in peaceful conflict resolution.
What did you do to me?
I took away your firebending. You can't use it to hurt or threaten anyone else ever again.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.